Class 7, exercise 1.4. Exercise 1.4. Question number 2. In a lab, a beaker is at temperature of 64 degrees Celsius. 64 degrees C means Celsius. Temperature is given. It is put in a freezer and its temperature is reduced at the rate of 2 degrees Celsius per minute. So when you freeze it, so per minute temperature is reduced 2 degrees Celsius. 2 degrees Celsius per minute. 2 degrees Celsius per minute. So the question, after how much time will it reach 10 degrees Celsius? So 10 degrees Celsius. First 64 degrees Celsius. So let's say 64 minus 10 degrees Celsius. Because first it was 64, then reduced to 10. So 54 degrees Celsius reduced. So 54 degrees Celsius reduced. So 2 degrees Celsius reduced in 1 minute. Per minute means 1 minute. In 1 minute. Therefore, 1 degree Celsius reduced in half minute. In half minutes. 1 degree Celsius reduced in half minute. Therefore, now 54 degrees Celsius reduced in half into 54. So to 27 minutes. So in 54 degrees Celsius reduced in. So question, after how much time it will reach 10 degrees Celsius? So after 27 minutes it will reach. So after what? 20 minutes. Sorry, after 27 minutes. After 27 minutes, it will reach 10 degrees Celsius. So in 1 minute, so in line can show, you see this way will go. So 64, then 62, 2 minutes, then 60, then 58, then 56, then 54, then 52. Like this, 10 degree will come. After how many? 27 minutes. Here to here 1 minute, here to here 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So it will come from right to left. So after 27 minutes, we will get 10 degrees Celsius, because 64 minus 54, 10 degrees. 64 minus 54 degrees, 10 degrees. So if you go 64 to 62, 1 minute, then 62 minutes. So for 1 minute, 2 degrees. So 27 minutes, it will reach 10 degrees Celsius. Next we have, what will be the temperature 36 minutes after it's put in the freezer? Now temperature after 36 minutes, what will be the temperature? So initial temperature was 64 degrees Celsius. So temperature is reduced 2 degrees Celsius per minute. 2 degrees Celsius per minute. So let's see. Next one, number same choose number 1. Now number 2, choose number 2. After 1 minute, temperature reduce, 2 degrees Celsius. So after 1 minute, temperature reduce 2 degrees Celsius, -2. So 2 degrees Celsius, that is -2 degrees Celsius. So after 36 minutes, temperature reduced. So after 36 minutes, temperature reduced. 36 into 2 degrees Celsius, same only, that is 72 degrees Celsius. So initial temperature was 64 degrees. Initial temperature was 64 degrees Celsius. Initial means at first. So initial temperature was 64 degrees Celsius. So after reducing, so final temperature is reduced. So temperature is reduced. Initial temperature was 64 degrees Celsius. Temperature reduced. -72 degrees Celsius. So what will be the temperature if it increase? So the temperature will be, so temperature reduced, so initial temperature was this one. So what will be the temperature? 36 minutes after is it put in the fridge. So after 36 minutes, so 64 plus -72 degrees Celsius, that is 64 minus 72 degrees Celsius, 8 degrees Celsius. Reduced means minus. Reduced is minus. So this is 8 degrees Celsius. Next we have a submarine is at sea level. It goes underwater at 8 p.m. and it begins to descend, means goes down under the river. Descend means goes down at a rate of 8 meters per minute. In 1 minute it goes down under the sea 8 meters in 1 minute. So what will be it at 240 meters? So at 8 p.m. it begins to descend sea level. Yes. And descend at the rate of so submarine begins to descend 8 meters in 1 minute. Number 3, submarine submarine begins to descend submarine begins to descend 8 meters in 1 minute. Descending goes down under sea level, that is minus 8 meters in 1 minute. Descent means minus 8 meters in 1 minute. So it begins to descend 1 meter, that is minus 1 meter, because water level down, minus up, plus. So in minus 1 by 8 minute. Now it begins to descend minus 240 meters sea level, minus 240 meters in minus 240 by minus 8 minute. Negative cancellation, so 30 minutes. So take 30 minutes. At what time will it be? 240 meters. At what time will it be? 240 meters. So starting sea level starts at 8 p.m. A submarine starts at 8 p.m. But after 30 minutes, it will be at minus 240 meters. So time needed. So the time will be. So the time will be. So what will be the time? 8 p.m. Then extra 30 minutes. 8 p.m. plus 30 minutes, that is 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. So the time will be 8:30 p.m. Next, the change in price shares of a few companies and the number of shares Shekhar owns is given in the table. Write an expression for the change in the total value of shares is own and calculate it. Let's see. First, you can see rupees 5, number of shares 100. So 110 into 5 rupees have to write. Next, 250 into minus 12. There is also rupees. That rupees you no need to write, at last it is ought to see. Next we have 250 into 8. plus 350 into 4 plus 150 into minus 10. So here 50005 plus 250 into 12, how much? 250 into 12, 12 zeros are 0, 12 5 are 60, 0, 6, 30. So 550, 3000, let's say 3400 59395, then 3000, 1500, 4500, we have two negative values, 250. Okay, this is 15 to 12. It's 15 to 12. That's why this will be 600. 600 is to okay 50. So here will be 600 plus 3400. Now see 3400 3950, then minus 1500, then 600 minus 2100, so 0 5 8, so rupees 1850, that is I think gain. So expansion for the sense in the total value, so 1850 rupees. So this was 1.4.